again. Another week has gone by. Accordion Cool. Today's show is just a little different, and it'll be okay if I don't screw it up. And what it is these are all songs I'm going to play today that, I have played every once in a while in the past. Nice tunes. But, I've probably got, 250, 275 songs in my set list, my songs that I can play. And, doing gigs and things, you might do 50 songs, possibly, maybe not even that many, 50, 60 songs. And I got kind of like a bunch of go-to songs. So these songs I'm going to play today, I've probably never even played on the show, and every once in a while I play them, but they just never, make the list because there's only so many you can play in a gig. So the first one was More, from 1960, I believe, or in that general area. And it was from an Italian, actually a documentary, I believe, called Mondo Cane. So More is actually the theme from Mondo Cane, and obviously they changed the words and lyrics into English, and that's where we get More. Now this next tune, I don't play it very often. Why is that, Coach Dave? Well, there's another tune, and it's called, and I can't remember. Making Whoopee. And it's in the same key. The chords are almost exactly identical. So if I play Making Whoopee and then I try to play this other one on the same gig, who knows what comes out. So this tune is called The Glory of Love. Glory of Love. So we're not going to play, well, if you hear Making Whoopee somewhere in the middle, you know what happened. Glory of Love, I believe it was Benny Goodman had a big hit on this in 1936. So here we go. Let's see what happens. of Love. And just once in there I kind of slipped and went into the extra chords for making Whoopee. But I'm sure you didn't notice this, so just forget that I mentioned that. All right, this next tune is nice little tune, same thing. Doesn't generally make the cut. 1939. Came from one of those Broadway shows that don't last long, but fortunately we get some great songs out of it. It's called I May Be Wrong. Come on. Oh, never mind. I may be wrong, but I think you're wonderful. That's how the words and the lyrics go. So let's see what I May Be Wrong sounds like. I may be wrong, highly unlikely, but anyway, that's the name of the song. I may be wrong, but I think you're wonderful. Yeah. Oh, by the way, fellas, for you single guys, it's not a real great pickup line. You know, once you get into the conversation, well, never mind. All right, well, this next tune, it's kind of just the opposite of that. And it's called But Not For Me. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. That's the poor guy that didn't make the cut, I guess, so I don't know. So this was 1930, I believe, and I think the Gershwin brothers wrote this. I'm not really sure. But they're writing songs of love, and again, a nice tune. In fact, Corey Pastor plays this tune quite often. So Well, let's see what we get with this one. But not for me. They're writing those songs of love, but not for me. So the song goes. All right. Now this next tune was actually recorded in 1968, I believe it was. Wow, that's new for us. A fella named Sammy Davis. Remember Sammy Davis? Sammy Davis Jr. Then he knocked off the Junior. There used to be in Boston an old nightclub called Blindstrub's, and they brought in all the big acts. And back in another lifetime, we went in to see Sammy Davis' show. And he had hurt his back, and so they carried him on stage in a couch. And he sat there on the couch and did his entire show, and of course brought the house down because, I mean, Sammy Davis, you know, he was great. And the song is called, which actually kind of suits what we do here, is called I've Gotta Be Me. I've Gotta Be Me. And I guess that pretty much describes the way I play. I gotta be me. So Sammy Davis, 1968. He's got to be him. I will try being me. Let's see what it sounds like. be me. Well, we got time for one extra bonus song here. Another tune, nice tune, pretty tune, and I can't even think of the name of it. It'll come to me. It is called, I can't think of it right now, so let's do something else. Let's do, oh boy, it stuck me today. You know, I'm just going to do a tune. It's actually in the list that I do quite often, and it's done just a little bit differently than when it was first recorded. It was first recorded by a fellow named Hank Williams, so of course it was a country tune, but we're going to do it just a little bit jazzy. I always kind of liked this tune, so if you're a Hank Williams fan, you might want to block your ears. It's called Hey, Good Lookin'. Good looking. All right, we're down to our last tune of the day. Now this tune, I believe is 1953, I believe, and it came from Can, which was a show. And it's called It's All Right With Me. And the story of the song is he or she meets a person, and it's not the person that they want to be with, but this person's kind of nice, so it's kind of all right with them. So if it's all right with you, I'll play the tune. So here we go. It's all right. It's all right with me. Ella Fitzgerald has a great recording. Look it up on YouTube. Ella Fitzgerald. It's all right with me, and if it's all right with Ella, I mean, it's all right with anybody as far as I'm concerned. She was the greatest. Well, it's just about that time to say goodbye for today. And again, thank you all for watching, listening, tuning in, YouTube, however you get this show, we certainly appreciate it. And of course, the big guy behind the glass. I hope I didn't mess him up too much today because he probably hasn't heard any of these tunes before, because I don't believe I've played any of them except the one I snuck in there near the end on the show. Maybe I might not have even played that one either. So we tried a little something different with the sound today. Got modern with a little bit of wireless. So I guess it worked because I haven't seen him come screaming out of the control room. So let's take it home. Well, it's all right with me if it's all right with you.